Atomfall is the upcoming action survival game developed by Rebellion Developments, and it is one of my most anticipated games releasing this year. Thanks to the team over at Atomfall and Rebellion Developments for sponsoring today's video. Today we're going to take a look at Atomfall and discuss everything we know so far about the game. We'll talk about the gameplay, the new trailer that came out that looks incredible, and so much more. Guys, we have a lot to talk about, so check the video chapters for easy viewing, and let's get started. If you're interested in picking up Atomfall, I've got a link in the description. It releases on March 27th on PC. It'll also be available on Xbox Game Pass and on console via PlayStation and Xbox. So yes, Atomfall is inspired by the real-life 1957 wind-scale nuclear disaster, and it's reimagining an alternate 1960s England where the event has led to radioactive quarantine zone in the Lake District. And it's actually set 5 years after the wind-scale nuclear disaster in northern England. And in the game, you explore a fictional quarantine zone, scavenge, craft, and barter and fight, and talk your way through a British countryside setting filled with bizarre characters, mysticism, cults, and rogue government agencies. Now, inside the quarantine zone, not everything is as it seems, though exploration, conversation, and investigation and combat, you uncover leads invaluable information that can help you piece together what really happened at Windscale. And what you do with that information really is up to you. So with Atomfall, players assume the unidentified role of an amnesiac who awakens within the quarantine zone 5 years after the disaster. And the primary objective is to uncover the mysteries surrounding the catastrophe and the character's identity. The game emphasizes exploration, survival, and the investigation, like I said. Now, nothing is handed to you in the quarantine zone. Craft items and weapons that may save your life. You ransack ruined houses for supplies and unearth hidden treasures using your trusty metal detector. You can barter for goods with characters you encounter or pry what you need from their cold dead hands. Now, with weapons and ammunition scarce, each frenetic engagement you see will blend marksmanship with vicious hand-to-hand combat. You also have to manage your heart rate to hold a steady aim to ensure that you have the energy you need to reach for your cricket bat and land the killer blow. The picturesque British countryside with rolling green hills, lush valleys, and rural villages belly with danger that awaits you. Navigate cult-controlled ruins, natural caves, nuclear bunkers, and more as you explore this deep and dense, foreboding world. So when it comes to the story, like I said, it's set in an alternative history version of 1960s northern England, specifically in the Lake District, 5 years after the fictionalized version of the real-world 1957 wind-scale nuclear disaster. And during this timeline, the disaster was far more catastrophic, transforming the region into a radioactive quarantine zone. The story starts with the protagonist waking up in an abandoned bunker, an amnesiac with no memory of their past, and you are tasked with the truth behind the disaster and the strange events that have unfolded since. The narrative centers around a player-driven mystery where you explore a post-apocalyptic British countryside filled with rolling hills, quaint villages, and remnants of society. The protagonist must piece together what happened through exploration, conversation, and, combat. The world is populated with bizarre characters, including mutated creatures, a violent doomsday cult, rogue military agents, and robots created by the fictional British Atomic Research Division. The game draws inspiration from classic British sci-fi and folk horror, such as the Quartermass Experiment, The Prisoner, Doctor Who, and so on and so forth. But this blend gives Atomfall a really unique tone. From what we've seen and heard, the narrative really emphasizes a desperate world of survival, where the players and enemies are quite fragile, all things considered. So when it comes to the gameplay for Atomfall, it features an open world design broken into interconnected zones rather than one seamless map, which I honestly prefer that. Think of it like a series of detailed sandboxes, villages, forests, hills, all linked together, which just reflects Rebellion's experience with level design from the Sniper Elite series. And the game really emphasizes flexibility from what we've seen, you can tackle challenges through combat, stealth, dialogue, and the NPCs look absolutely amazing. They're for everything from quirky survivors, cultists, and other military personnel. They react to your decisions and your actions. In some scenarios, offer multiple resolutions. Now, unlike having just a basic currency system, bartering replaces that traditional system. Ammo, scrap, and scavenge items serve as trade goods, which really promotes the looting aspect of this game. Now, unlike survival games with hunger and thirst meters, Atomfall focuses on a desperate survival tied to health and physical condition. Your character's heart rate and stress levels play a big role. Combat or exertion can darken your vision, muffle sound, or reduce stamina, which will obviously make you vulnerable. Now, Rebellion is known for the Sniper Elite series, and they're bringing a grounded and precise feel to Atomfall's gunplay. It's not just arcade-style run and gun. It's deliberate and weighty, and as such, firearms are treated as rare, powerful tools in a world where ammo is scarce and every shot matters. Now, when it comes to the arsenal that you're going to get with Atomfall, there's pistols in the game, for instance, like revolvers and other 1960s weapons, which are good for quick engagements. Now, there's also shotguns, and it wouldn't be the Sniper Elite developer without rifles. There's bolt action and semi-automatic rifles. And from what we've seen with the trailer, expect tight and responsive shooting with an emphasis on aiming and timing. And as I mentioned, bullets are a precious commodity. Like, these things are a hot commodity. You'll scavenge rounds from bodies, crates, or abandoned homes, and crafting ammo at workbenches is an option. The scarcity kind of reminds me of other games where the gunplay is like kind of a last resort or a calculated risk. If you're firing a shot, that could attract more enemies due to the noise. Now, for the overall combat, like, both you and your enemies die quickly. 2 or 3 shots can pretty much end a fight. Gunfights feel tense and brutal, not like prolonged slugfests. Headshots or critical hits will pretty much kill instantly from what we've seen. Now, melee combat in Atomfall is really grounded in the game's fragile everyman ethos. Fights are quick and brutal with high stakes, and it's not going to be about like combos or superhuman durability. It's a last-ditch struggle where both you or your enemies can go down pretty quickly. Now, when it comes to weapons, we can expect things like cricket bats, crowbars, shovels, pipes, and other everyday things that can be turned deadly. Now, like the guns, the melee weapons will wear out with you. Say bat might splinter or a shovel blade dull, which forces you to kind of swap and, you know, try different things. Now, from all the gameplay we've seen, you'll have access to multiple different, you know, mechanics with the game. There's light attacks, there's heavy attacks, there's blocking and dodging, and then of course you have your like stamina management. When it comes to enemies, you'll have human foes like soldiers and cultists and other survivors that will wield weapons that are melee focused, as well as guns. There's also going to be mutants in the game, which are, you know, radiation spawn creatures that are fast and pretty relentless. And then of course there are robots. The atomic research bots are tougher and likely resistant to blunt weapons, so melee won't help as much for that, so you'll have to use other guns and traps to take them down unless you have a heavy wrench. Now, you're also able to silently take down enemies with your melee weapons, so you're able to avoid the noisy gunfights, because again, the louder you go, the more you attract. Now, one feature that I want to talk about that I find one of the most interesting aspects about Atomfall is its unique lead system, which kind of transforms the game into a detective survival hybrid. Unlike traditional RPGs, Atomfall changes the linear and, you know, clear objectives with non-linear narrative structure where players really uncover the leads and clues and various snippets of information scattered across the world through exploration and investigation, which the system really empowers players to piece together the mystery of what happened after the fictionalized Windscale nuclear disaster in their own way without a prescribed path or hand-holding like other map markers and mini-maps. This approach really creates a sense of freedom and agency, as every choice from who you talk to, who you investigate, or even whether you kill or spare characters can shape your understanding of the story, which I absolutely love. The game's design encourages observation and planning in a tense, resource-scarce environment, blending survival mechanics with the detective-like unraveling of a grander narrative. The fusion of those genres, inspired by a Cold War British setting, makes Atomfall really stand out fresh amongst all of the other post-apocalyptic games on the market. And it's because of that and all of the other aspects like the gritty combat and awesome melee system that really feels like it's weighty is why I am so excited for Atomfall to release. And as of right now, Atomfall is set to release on March 27th, 2025, and it is coming day one to Game Pass, Xbox One, Xbox Series X and S, Windows PC via Steam and Epic Game Store, PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5. So check out Atomfall today via the link in the description. And once again, thank you so much to Atomfall for sponsoring today's video. So yeah, the hype is real for Atomfall. I recommend checking out the trailer. It looks absolutely incredible. Like, once you really get the vibe and the tone for this game, I know you're probably gonna love it too. That's gonna wrap it up with this video, guys. Thanks again for watching, and until next time, this has been Wes, and I will talk to you guys in the next video.